Your size?
XXL? Yeah, every Irishman's size.
Great inquiry at your wife.
So really, one step to the right, please, because of the rise.
Which? Where?
Okay, great.
Which fabric?
That one.
Yeah. Here.
I don't have one.
Size.
Why not?
Yeah, there's another one.
Yeah. Mine is on the way.
Yeah, okay.
I'm dressing and undressing while I'm here.
Yeah. Okay. No problem.
See, Herman buys a tie especially for today and finishes up wearing a t-shirt.
No, I get it from Spain.
Trikottausch vielleicht?
So for me, it's a little bit leisure. It's a little bit more for you, huh?
Ah, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, here we are.
FO Weeze, yeah.
Okay. How much battery is in, huh?
I love Herman.
Love it.
Finally.
Okay.
Okay. Michael, you come here. Who's that? Oh, Katja, that's you, is it?
Katja, we had also a t-shirt for you.
Oh yeah, you want me to take off my shirt?
Yes. Shoot through this very quickly, and then we'll do it again in English, I think.
I'm going to go back to the start. This?
Oh, fine.
So, vielen Dank nochmal, dass Sie alle so zahlreich erschienen sind heute. Wie Sie sehen können, sind wir hierher gekommen heute, um unsere 19. Europabasis hier in Düsseldorf-Weeze, circa 70 Kilometer von Düsseldorf an der A750 anzukündigen. Es werden 10 neue Strecken sein, die bedient werden, 4 neue und 6, die bereits bestehen, aber da gehe ich gleich noch drauf ein. Erstmal ein kleiner Überblick. Ryanair, wie Sie wahrscheinlich alle wissen, hat die niedrigsten Preise und die niedrigsten Kosten in Europa. Wir sind die Nummer 1 in Sachen Verkehr. 50 Millionen Passagiere werden wir im laufenden Kalenderjahr transportieren. Wir sind die Nummer 1 in Sachen Passagierwachstum mit nunmehr 454 Strecken und der 19. Basis hier in Weeze. Wir sind die Nummer 1 im Kundenservice, was die Pünktlichkeit, die wenigsten Flugstreichungen und Gepäckverluste angeht. Wir sind die Nummer 1 in Sachen niedrigste Preise in Europa. Hier sehen Sie es nochmal, Zahlen Januar bis September 2006, die Statistiken, was die Pünktlichkeit angeht. 85% aller Flüge bei Ryanair waren pünktlich, bei der Lufthansa waren es 80%. Air Berlin gibt dazu keine Angabe, was die Pünktlichkeit angeht. Der Durchschnittspreis weiterhin bei 41 €. Air Berlin liegt bei 90, die Lufthansa bei 220. Ich denke, das spricht doch für sich. So sieht es aus, was das Verkehrswachstum angeht. Im laufenden Geschäftsjahr, was noch bis Ende März geht, werden wir 42,5 Millionen Passagiere transportieren. Wir werden dann mehr internationale Passagiere transportieren als die Lufthansa und British Airways. Wir haben mittlerweile 19 Basen, wie schon gesagt, es sind 130 Flughäfen, die wir mittlerweile anfliegen. Wie schon gesagt, 454 Strecken und 800 tägliche Abflüge. Wir haben eine Flotte von 122 Boeing 737-800 mit der jüngsten Flotte in Europa von etwas über 2 Jahren. Und wie gesagt, 50 Millionen Passagiere in diesem Kalenderjahr. Ein kurzes Slide über den Ryanair-Effekt in Deutschland. Niedrige Preise fördern natürlich das regionale Wachstum in Deutschland. Wir haben 81 Strecken jetzt mit diesen neu angekündigten, die wir ab und an 8 deutschen Flughäfen betreiben. 8,5 Millionen Passagiere werden wir dann pro Jahr ab 2007 befördern. 8.500 Jobs in deutschen Regionen werden erhalten bzw. geschaffen. 1 1 Milliarde Euro an Tourismuseinkünften wird das geben in den Regionen, und es wird einen Boom für Mietwagen, Restaurants, Hotels, alles was im Grunde genommen mit der Tourismusbranche zu tun hat, geben. Regionalflughäfen werden somit nicht nur in Deutschland, auch in den anderen Ländern, die wir bedienen, zum Wachstumsmotor in den verschiedenen Regionen. So sieht jetzt unser Deutschlandnetz, was die Basen angeht, aus. Wir haben also neben Frankfurt-Hahn Bremen ja schon angekündigt und heute eben Düsseldorf-Weeze. Daneben bedienen wir noch 5 weitere Flughäfen in Deutschland. So sieht die Entwicklung aus seit 2002, als wir die Basis in Frankfurt-Hahn eröffnet haben. Also der Ryanair-Effekt in Deutschland. Es wird also über 8 Millionen Passagiere dann geben. Noch einmal möchte ich eingehen, wie Sie wahrscheinlich auch schon häufiger gehört haben, gibt es Airlines, die weiterhin Kerosinzuschläge erheben, obwohl der Ölpreis mittlerweile sinkt. Die Lufthansa liegt da weit vorne mit 104 Euro, Air Berlin mit 46 Euro, Germanwings immerhin noch mit 12 Euro, genauso wie TuiFly.com. Und wir garantieren weiterhin keinen Kerosinzuschlag, den werden wir nicht erheben, den haben wir nie erhoben und wir kennen dieses Wort bei uns überhaupt nicht. Nochmal, um einzugehen auf das, was ich eben gesagt habe, der Rohölpreis ist gesunken. Im Januar 2007 lag er bei $52 das Barrel und Lufthansa erhebt immer noch einen Kerosinzuschlag von 104 Euro. Wenn man sieht, das letzte Mal war der Rohölpreis bei $52 das Barrel zwischen Oktober 2004 und April 2005. Da lag der Kerosinzuschlag deutlich unter den heutigen 104 Euro. Tja, warum wählen deutsche Verbraucher also Ryanair? Ich denke, kurz zusammenfassen kann man das: Wir bieten die niedrigsten Preise, wir haben die beste Pünktlichkeit, wir haben die jüngste Flotte, die geringsten Gepäckverluste, die wenigsten gestrichenen Flüge und wir sind die einzigen, die garantieren, dass es bei uns keinen Kerosinzuschlag geben wird. Wie also die neue Basis in Düsseldorf-Weeze hier aussehen wird, sehen Sie hier. Es wird also die 19. europäische Basis, die im Juni 2007 aufgenommen wird. Es ist eine Investition von $140 Millionen, erstmal in der Form von 2 stationierten Flugzeugen. Es wird 60 Flüge pro Woche geben, die 10 Strecken bedienen. 1 Million Passagiere werden im ersten Betriebsjahr transportiert werden. 2 Millionen pro Jahr werden es dann ab 2008 sein. Dadurch wiederum werden 2000 Jobs in und um den Flughafen, in der Region um den Flughafen geschaffen. Somit gibt es ein Rekordwachstum in der Region, in Düsseldorf und um den Airport. So wird das Ganze aussehen. 2004 lagen wir noch im unteren Bereich unter der halben Million. 2009 werden es dann erstmals 2 Millionen Passagiere sein, die ab und an Düsseldorf-Weeze transportiert werden. Noch einmal zur Zusammenfassung. Ryanair ist Deutschlands Low-Cost-Carrier Nummer 1 mit den niedrigsten Kosten, die natürlich vorne liegen im Wettbewerb mit der Konkurrenz. Wir bieten weiterhin Rekordmargen. Wir haben Deutschlands führenden Kundenservice. Wir werden den Verkehr und den Gewinn bis 2012 verdoppeln. Wir haben neue Basen, die in Bremen und Düsseldorf bereitstehen. 158 neue Flugzeuge ermöglichen das Wachstum dann auf 80 Millionen, auf über 80 Millionen Passagiere pro Jahr. Und ich denke, damit schließe ich ab und gebe weiter.
Ja, vielen Dank. Ja.
Oh ja, ich bin gerade gebestigt. Wir haben heute zur Feier des Tages natürlich auch ein tolles Angebot mitgebracht. 100.000 Tickets ab Airport Weeze, ab Düsseldorf Weeze gibt es zum Nulltarif sofort buchbar auf Ryanair.de. I'm going to leave that to you, actually.
Yes.
Okay.
Well done.
Ja, vielen Dank, Katja. Herzlich willkommen, alle Anwesenden. Aus Sicht des Flughafens, denke ich, braucht man das nicht mehr erklären. Man sieht es auch an der Fülle im Raum. Diese Entwicklung ist durchgreifend, ist ein Durchbruch für uns in der Entwicklung des Flughafens und wird alle Effekte in sich haben, die wir uns alle vom Flughafen gewünscht haben, sowohl was das Wachstum angeht, wie auch die Wirkungen im Umfeld entsprechend. Wir werden, denke ich, gemeinsam mit der Ryanair eine gute Passagier- und auch eine gute wirtschaftliche Entwicklung hier am Standort nehmen. Und das ist natürlich ein paar Tage nach dem erfreulichen Spruch aus Leipzig eine sehr, sehr gute Nachricht, an die wir auch und die wir hart erarbeitet haben insgesamt. Insofern vielen Dank, dass es so schnell möglich war und ich denke, das ist für die ganze Region eine gute Nachricht und ein guter Tag heute.
Ja, meine sehr verehrten Damen und Herren, Sie sehen einen zufriedenen Landrat. Ich freue mich sehr und der Kreis Kleve begrüßt diese Entscheidung von Ryanair. Wir freuen uns darüber. Das ist ein Meilenstein. Nicht nur für den Flughafen hier in Weeze und den Kreis Kleve, sondern für eine ganze Region. Und zwar eine Region, sage ich so deutlich, beiderseits der deutsch-niederländischen Grenze. Ich möchte an dieser Stelle allen danken, die sich immer wieder über eine lange Zeit für diesen Flughafen eingesetzt haben und die durch seine Entwicklung erschließenden Perspektiven immer wieder vor Augen geführt haben, vor allem natürlich für Arbeitsplätze, sei es in Wirtschaft, Handwerk, Tourismus, Handel und natürlich auch Logistik. Der Airport Weeze wird künftig in einer anderen Liga spielen als bisher und eine Entwicklung vollziehen, die mit der Erfolgsgeschichte von Frankfurt-Hahn sicherlich verglichen werden darf. Auch dort hat Ryanair entscheidende Impulse gegeben. Und deswegen sind wir auch heute so zufrieden. Wir fühlen uns durch die heutige Entscheidung bestärkt darin, dass das Engagement des Kreises Kleve und einer ganz breiten Mehrheit im Kreistag richtig war, die immer verstanden hat, dass die hier vorhandene Infrastruktur und ihre Potenziale genutzt werden müssen. Wir danken Ryanair für das Vertrauen, das aus dieser Entscheidung für den Airport spricht, aber auch für diesen euregionalen Standort in Europa und wünschen Ihnen viel Erfolg und Ryanair viel Erfolg. Und an alle diejenigen Airlines gerichtet, die jetzt sich sagen werden, wir kommen zu spät, die gute Nachricht, es ist noch Platz da. Danke.
Well done. Herman?
Ich denke, auch Deutsch. Ja, ich glaube, alles ist gesagt worden, nur wir sind wirklich ganz glücklich, dass das eigentlich so weit ist und wie Herr Spreen auch sagt, das ist nicht nur für die deutsche Seite, auch die holländische Seite. Wir sind ganz begeistert und ich möchte sagen, herzlichen Dank an Ryanair für das Vertrauen und ja, ich glaube, das staat er jetzt richtig gut. Danke.
Well done. Is that it? Okay. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, das ist ein toller Tag für Ryanair und das ist ein toller Tag für Flughafen Düsseldorf-Weeze. And unfortunately, that's the end of my German. This is a great day for Ryanair, and it's a great day for Düsseldorf-Weeze Airport. It's incredible when we think that we launched our first flights here just 3 years ago. But thanks to legal actions by Düsseldorf Airport, we weren't allowed to call this Düsseldorf Airport. We weren't allowed to call this an airport. We weren't allowed to call Ryanair an airline. We weren't allowed to say that we offered low fares. In fact, we weren't allowed to say anything at all. And I'm sure that Düsseldorf Airport will be getting another injunction tomorrow morning trying to prevent me saying even that. The fact that we have grown already to 6 routes and about 600,000 passengers a year is a testament to the demand that exists in this region for low-fare air travel, and is also a testament to the fact that people have not been getting low-fare air travel from high-fare airlines like Germanwings or Air Berlin or that other high-fare airline called Lufthansa. And we look forward to continuing to grow the business here in Düsseldorf Weeze for many years to come. The good news today is not just the fact that the base will be starting here on the 1st of June with 2 new aircraft, but also that there's 4 exciting new destinations to Sicily, to Alicante and Palma in Spain, and to Venice in Italy. And we're convinced that this will build on the success that Ryanair has had thus far here in Düsseldorf Weeze. I think today, firstly, we'd like to send our thanks to Wolfgang Spreen from the Landrat of Kreiskleve, for their help and support, not just today, but in building up business here at Düsseldorf Weeze over recent years. To Ludger and his team here who run the airport, again, our sincere thanks. We have a great operation here. You have a great team of people here, which is why I think that Ryanair and the airport get on so well together. But I think above all, our thanks today must go to Herman Bormann for his courage and his tenacity in keeping going in recent years when people were trying to use court actions to prevent the airport from growing, when they were trying to block the airport getting operating licenses, when they were trying to block the airport from operating flights early morning and late evening. And I think, Herman, it's for your courage, your vision and your bravery that fills us most with joy to be here today announcing a 3rd German base here in Düsseldorf Weeze and announcing another warm welcome to Lufthansa, Germanwings and all the other high-fare German airlines. So Herman, thank you for all your help and support in the past, and we look forward to continuing to work closely with you, with the team here at the airport, to make this the most successful airport and the low fares airport for the entire region. There are 100,000 free tickets available today on the website. There are free tickets to Alicante, there are free tickets to Palma, there's even free tickets to Venice and Sardinia as well, so I encourage everybody to get on the Ryanair website at ryanair.com and snap up these free tickets because they'll go very, very quickly. That's all. Anybody got any questions?
A base, what does it mean? Is it something different as a normal airport that you're going to?
Yes, a base means we will have aircraft based here, pilots employed here, cabin crew, engineers all employed here. And what's important is it means you have flights leaving here from Düsseldorf Weeze early in the morning, flights returning late in the evening. So on some of the bigger routes where we'll have, like London, where we will have a double daily, people will be able to travel out and back to London the same day. It means you'll have 8 routes, or total of 10 routes, and we hope that over time, as we increase the number of aircraft based here, that you'll see more new routes and more frequencies as well. It means also, from the airport's point of view, that instead of Ryanair flying in here maybe at 11 o'clock in the morning and disappearing and coming back at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, that there's flights going to and from the airport throughout the day. There's a better spread of arrivals and departures here for the airport.
How many aircraft will be based here now?
To start with, 2.
And then you take it to another 2 aircraft, and when will they be deployed?
As soon as possible. I mean, we're still in discussions with the airport. We also have to see how these first 10 routes go as well. But I mean, the best example I would give you for Düsseldorf Weeze is the continuing growth of Frankfurt-Hahn. So we started off in Frankfurt-Hahn with 2 aircraft. We now have a commitment we now are operating 10 aircraft there this year, and a commitment to go to 20 aircraft by 2012. 4.
Could you elaborate a little bit more on the investment Ryanair is doing here? Under the 40 million euro goes into what exactly what's expected from the airport as an investment?
Well, 140 aircraft essentially is the cost of the 2 aircraft that we will base here. That's about 130 million. We'll spend about another 10 million then in advertising and promoting the new routes and promoting Düsseldorf Weeze, the airport, and the region here at 10 other points. Like, a lot of the money will be spent here in Spain, in the UK, in Ireland, encouraging people to use Düsseldorf Weeze as the gateway to Düsseldorf and to this region. On top of that, then we'll be employing directly about 100 people here, pilots, cabin crew, engineers. Total payroll on that over a year will be about 5 million euros a year, all being invested and spent here in the local region.
Do you think it's a very big risk to?
Well, I mean, it's a very big risk to invest in an airline, never mind an airport. I mean, at least if the airport doesn't work, Herman will still own all the land. And over the history, airlines have always proven to be the much riskier investment. Airports have usually made money. I mean, we have enormous confidence that the airport has a license, will retain its license, and that if an airline is shown to demonstrate confidence in the airport and a commitment to invest in the airport and in the region, that together we and the airport will be successful in defeating, the many attempts that will be put in our way to block this growth, to block this investment. This region needs low-cost fares to get people travelling to and from it. It's lucky in that you have, such a fantastic airport facility. Between the length of the runway and the facilities here, many airports in congested cities around Europe would kill to have these kind of facilities. Düsseldorf is fortunate to have it here on its doorstep.
Was the decision taken before or after the verdict of the Leipzig court?
The Leipzig court?
Yeah.
Which one is that?
One last week.
Oh no, before. But it couldn't go ahead. I mean, the decision was taken beforehand, but with the Leipzig court was the license, wasn't it? Yeah, it wouldn't have gone ahead without that decision from the court. But I mean, we've been discussing with Herman and with the team here the possibility of opening a base, subject to them winning that case. Yes, sir. Yeah.
Does it end here, or is it still a possibility of
No, we're still talking to Eindhoven Airport, but I mean, you rightly suggest you can't have a base in at an airport if, for some local political reasons, the airplanes are not allowed to take off before 8 o'clock in the morning and must land before 7 o'clock in the evening. Like, you can't have an airport. But no, I mean, we are continuing. We fly a number of routes into Eindhoven. We would expect the business in Eindhoven to continue to grow. And there's absolutely no reason why we couldn't have a base here in Düsseldorf Weeze and a base in Eindhoven, because both cities are big enough to support a low-fare airport, a low-fare airline base.
Eindhoven pulls the north out of the capital from eastwards towards Amsterdam and cities like Breda.
Well, the Dutch government just a new rule that they will raise the airline taxes or the airport taxes. Will it be less interesting for
Yes, I mean, I think wherever you have governments increasing taxes on, and flat taxes on travel, it makes it less interesting. Particularly where you have, airports like Düsseldorf Weeze who are developing a low-cost facility. There are many airports. I mean, when we leave here, we're going to visit Frankfurt Hahn. This evening, we're going to Riga up in Latvia, where the government is not talking about increasing taxes on travel. They're talking about reducing the costs of travel, reducing the airport costs, because they want to encourage the development of bases like the one we're announcing here today. But I think it's something that's going to happen across Europe. Some governments will insist on increasing taxes, the French and the Dutch, and other governments will insist on reducing taxes, and those that reduce taxes will see more travel and more growth. Yeah.
pull away some passengers from
But remember, to the extent that it pulls passengers, I mean, if Weeze pulls passengers away from Eindhoven Airport, we have no doubt that Eindhoven, our flights from Eindhoven, will more than fill up with passengers who presently can't get on our flights because they're already fully booked and therefore they have to pay KLM's high fares, or they'll be, Eindhoven is plenty big enough.
destinations from Eindhoven Airport is there.
Yeah.
We have two bases in London. We fly also to Gatwick, which is not a base. And in this area, within 2 hours of both airports, there's as many people as there are in London. In the North Rhine-Westphalia area and in on the Dutch side of the border. So we're very confident.
Discharge stage enough.
Yeah.
It's a huge population density and with a great propensity to travel.
Frankly, I don't think that circle is.
No low fares.
That circle actually isn't big enough. I mean, when we first started opening, it's amazing. When we first opened the base in Frankfurt Hahn, about 11% of the passengers in the first month at Frankfurt Hahn came from Poland, where they were getting on a bus, driving for 24 hours to get to Frankfurt Hahn, to get Ryanair's low fares, to get to, So if you have a really low fare airline like Ryanair, the catchment area is far bigger than even that. But equally, the low fare flights out of Eindhoven will continue to fill. Eindhoven has terrific potential for Ryanair as for more routes and as a base, but only when these silly restrictions are taken away. I mean, those restrictions made some sense 30 years ago when people were flying old, noisy aircraft. We're now, Russian bloody planes and cargo aircraft, that kind of stuff. I mean, we're now flying the brand new Boeing 737-800. It is the quietest aircraft operating today. It has a noise print that is 1/10 less than the noise print of the old 737-200. And frankly, a lot of these noise objections need to kind of we need politicians to stand up and say, look, these are not noisy planes. They won't land here after midnight. They'll be in. And, most of the noise comes with takeoffs, not on landings.
Until the time the base on Eindhoven Airport is out of the question.
We will continue to talk to Eindhoven Airport. We'll continue to work with Eindhoven Airport to persuade the Dutch authorities that some of these restrictions, many of which, by the way, are designed to prevent competition to KLM. I mean, the development, for example, of Eindhoven and Rotterdam to an extent has been held back for many years because KLM didn't want competition. But I think, eventually in time the Dutch government and the authorities will realise that they're losing out on this growth. Thank you. Yes, sir. Who was, sorry, I missed it. Who is it? Yes. They don't have any free flights. And they, in fact, and their average fare isn't 40 euros. LTU's average fare at the moment is something of the order of about 110 euros. Ryanair's average fare, and that is, the fare that will be paid by everybody who will travel on the routes out of Weeze in the next 12 months, would be about 40 euros. Which means, yes, and someone will say, yes, but that means half the passengers are paying more than 40 euros. Yes, but half the passengers will also be paying less than 40 euros. Nobody is able to compete with Ryanair's prices. Not LTU, not Germanwings' average price last year was 82 euros, more than double Ryanair's. Lufthansa's is almost 200 euros, nearly 4 times Ryanair's. Nobody in Germany and nobody in Dusseldorf will have these kind of fares. And there's another on-time Ryanair arrival. He said, hopefully.
Think about German national flights here.
Domestic flights. We get asked that almost every time we open up a base. I'm sure we will at some time have some domestic flights, but we're not really interested in domestic routes for their own sake. I mean, if you put it at its simplest, if we have a choice today of 4 new routes and we decide we're going to go to Sardinia, Palma, Alicante and Rome, or would you go to Munich, Berlin, Stuttgart and... We're already in Dusseldorf. We could take it up and fly it around. These are just much better destinations than German domestic routes. But in time, as our bases build up and we add longer flights, I mean, say if we did a flight from here to, say, the Canary Islands, we would want a short sector as well that plane could do when it gets back. And so then you start with, so we tend to fly domestic routes only because we need some short sectors at a base. Other than that, for these bases to be successful, they generally start off with international flights. At the moment, we only, out of more than 450 routes, we operate 3 domestic routes in the UK, 3 domestic routes in Italy, and I don't think we do any one domestic route in Ireland. You know, so we're not that interested in domestic routes.
$140 million you want to invest. It's quite a big deal.
Yes.
Where you want to invest it? Here at the airport?
Most of it will be about 120 million will be invested in buying the 2 aircraft that will be based here permanently at the airport. There's about 10 million in advertising and about 5 million each over the first 2 years in staff salaries, wages.
You think those 4 destinations, they are all southbound?
Yeah.
And they will focus on places where tourists go?
Yeah.
And it has nothing to do with the places where business people go, like Rome or will the next batch of destinations be focused on other cities?
Yes, I mean, I think if you look at the network from here, I mean, there's a blend. You know, we have London, we have Glasgow, you have Shannon, you have Stockholm. You know, nobody is flying to Stockholm for the sunshine. You know, in February, they're certainly not going to Shannon in the west of Ireland for the sunshine either. There's a lot of business travel, though, for some strange reason, between Shannon here and the Dusseldorf region, in Irish inbound, travelling on business rather than on holiday. So it's a mix. But if we're going to, I mean, yeah, clearly this is a big risk for us, opening a new base at this airport. And we want to put in some routes, particularly during the first summer, that we think will be kind of guaranteed no-brainers, guaranteed successes. And that does mean, particularly in the German market, putting in routes to sunshine destinations like Alicante, like Palma, Rome and Venice. And it also means we get a chance, too, to offer real competition and choice to the kind of high-fare services being offered by LTU and Germanwings out of Dusseldorf. Here's a chance to prove, actually, just how high-fare Germanwings is, because they'll be charging fares that will be 2 or 3 times Ryanair's fares here from Dusseldorf Weeze.
So the next batch will be 8 plus 6,
I don't think. I mean, until I don't think you'll see routes into Eastern Europe until such time as the worker restrictions are lifted in Germany. You know, Eastern Europeans are allowed to come here and work kind of without. Yeah, but it's not going particularly well. It's one of the worst. It's one of the poorer performing routes we have from Riga. Whereas the routes from Riga, say to Stockholm, to the UK, to Ireland, and now down to Spain, are doing very well. I think it'll come in time. But I suspect, I mean, if we put another 2 aircraft in here, you'll see another blend of routes. But it'll be half the routes will be sunshine destinations, half the routes will be kind of linking up to other places where we have bases. I mean, Marseille is an obvious one for us. Dublin is an obvious one for us. We have a base in Pisa as an obvious one. You know, so there'll be a mix, I think, of sun routes, but also kind of business routes as well.
So when will the next decision about the 2 further more planes be taken?
I think for the spring of 2008, you know, we'll see how we get on this summer. I mean, the base will only start in the middle of summer 2007, and if that goes well, and Herman is pleased with the performance, I think we'll be in discussions. I mean, the first thing he said getting off the plane today was, you know, the 2 aircraft isn't enough. When can I have 4? So, you know,
6.
Oh, 6 was it? He was your German. So, you know, Weeze is not behind. They're not shy about looking for more aircraft or trying to grow aggressively here. I mean, I would expect this. I think it will grow quickly. Anybody else? No? Sure. And we're going to do some photographs outside, I think, where we have the Dusseldorf Weeze sign and the Ryanair aircraft as well. Okay, everybody, thank you very much for coming. We appreciate it. That wants the presentation.
And then we want to have
Oh, was it?